Delaney against Mark Dawson. This is a super middleweight contest, and Mark Dawson is going to be the first man in the ring. Mark Dawson, one of the Wally Swift stable, from Burton-on-Trent, having his 16th contest tonight. He's fought as a light middle before, so big step up in weight tonight. So Mark Dawson at ringside. Ian John Lewis, we can see the referee in the neutral corner.
I saw Mark Dawson's last fight against Tony Griffiths, and he put on a really first-class performance, and he really shone that night. But I think he's in against an exceptionally good fighter tonight in Mark Delaney, who I work with a lot in the gym.
I tell you, entrances are getting more and more elaborate, more and more bizarre. Here comes Mark Delaney, younger brother of Gary Delaney, the WBO Pentacontinental Light Heavyweight Champion. There's another Delaney kid growing at home who's twice the size of both of them. So you might have three Delaney brothers. Put the Finnegans in the shame.
I'm very fond of that entrance that Mark Delaney used. I have stolen it from him myself and used it in the past.
You stick to Thin Lizzy.
The only problem with Thin Lizzy, people my age and people older remember them, so I keep feeling like I'm dating myself by using Thin Lizzy, you know.
Mark Delaney into the ring. And there's Freddie King, there's Jason, and here's Alan.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 6 3-minute round middleweight, super middleweight contest at 12 stone 2 pounds. Introducing first in the red corner with those burgundy shorts. 7 wins from 15 contests. 2 inside the distance from Burton-on-Trent, Mark Dawson. Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in the blue corner with the green shorts with a perfect undefeated record. 8 wins, 8 contests, 8 inside the distance from West Ham in London, Mark Delaney. Of the way of today, Mark Dawson scaled 11-11 and Gary Delaney 12 stone 1. Your referee is Ian John Lewis and your timekeeper Nick White. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 3-minute rounds.
Well, let's just emphasise which of the Delaneys we're seeing. It is Mark, of course, coming in on the Super Middle Championship limit, 12 stone. Dawson 11-11, and he looks a bit fleshy, does Dawson?
He does, but in his last fight he shows me so much experience and ring craft that he can get away with carrying the extra weight in with bigger guys. But I think unfortunately tonight he's in with someone who's a little bit special in Mark Delaney, and I will doubt if this goes the distance, because I've been working quite a lot with Mark recently and he's really on top form.
Round 1, Delaney in the green and Dawson in the sort of rust red, I guess you'd call it. 6-3s.
I'd also like to point out that Mark is wearing proudly wearing the colours of the Professional Boxers Association on the rear of his trunks. He's one of many fighters tonight who's been wearing that badge.
He's got the Shamrock, he's got the PBA badge, he's got the name of his sponsors, he's got his own name, he's got the manufacturer's name.
I think he's got nobody else.
No. Still a few square inches available for rent, reasonable rates. See Freddie King.
Well, they're probably for his kids when they come along in the future. Nice left hook too from Mark to the body, followed by right hand over the top. This is definitely his best combination.
Well, for my money, I think Mark Delaney is one of the most exciting young prospects in British boxing at the moment.
I think it's going to be a problem with Mark in the future. He's knocking these guys over so easy that he's going to run out of opponents in Britain, and they're going to have to start bringing guys in because he's just going through everybody like a hot knife through butter. There is a lot of good super middleweights around, but there's very few of them willing to get in the ring with Mark Delaney because these guys hold titles and they don't want to lose them.
Oh, Delaney is only 22 years of age. And it's a frightening prospect, but he's really not going to reach his peak, his physical peak, for a good 3-4 years yet.
I actually remember Mark's arrival into the gym about 1.5 years ago, and I mean, he came straight in the deep end, straight out of the amateurs into the pros, and he got into the ring and he started sparring straight away and helped me prepare for some of my earlier fights. And we done Mark, like, we gave him no favours. You know, he was in heavy from day one, and he held his own, and he's just improved. And him and his trainer Freddie King have hit it off.
Well, you've preempted a question I was going to ask you about. What's he like to spar with?
He's a very, very, very hard puncher. He throws punches from left hook position, the right hand over the top. He's a good jabber. He's such a mature guy after only 1.5 years of professional boxing. It's unbelievable.
Can he take a shot?
He can take a shot, but we don't like to see him take a shot, but he can take a shot, but he's usually too cute to get caught. Going back to Mark Dawson, I mean, Mark Dawson is a very deceiving looking opponent. He's a very ring-wise guy, and he doesn't give people too many targets to shoot at. Mark has an advantage here in height and reach, and I think he should use that. I think in close, Mark Dawson, has his way, but outside, Mark Delaney has definitely a reach advantage, and that's where he's going to do his best work.
And Delaney, so strong, he just sort of walks through you. Look at Dawson's arm, big forearms. He's taking a lot of shots that Delaney's throwing on those forearms, but nevertheless, still Delaney's round. Now, Mark Delaney, as Alan Hughes told us when he was doing the announcement before the start of the fight, 8 fights, 8 wins, 8 stoppages, and that really is just about perfect. Aiming to make it 9 and 9 and 9 tonight. Mark Dawson, in comparison, 15 fights, 7 wins, 8 losses, just 2 inside the distance. 2 inside the distance wins, that is, so not a big punch, a cute fighter, as you'd expect someone trained by Wally Swift, who's a good old pro. He's been there, done it all himself, knows boxing every which way, and he's not going to send a boy in unless he's fully prepared. And you just heard a snatch then. Don't panic.
Seconds out, round 2.
Come on, Mark. Go on, Bill.
Second round, Delaney in green, Dawson in the rust red. Ian John Lewis, former British welterweight title prospect. We saw him fight Mickey Hughes in an eliminator on Pro Box. Might have been in front till he got stopped. Nice to see him still connected with boxing. Easier reffing.
You see Mark here starting to pick his shots off nice. He's working off the jab and trying to develop some openings here with Dawson. But Dawson is a very cute fighter and he's got a good defense. He's not an easy guy to catch clean.
Older brother Gary's in the audience tonight. He's got a fight coming up, 30th of September. We'll have that on Pro Box. Vacant Commonwealth Light Heavyweight Championship. Fight Zimbabwe's Aragoma Chiponda. At your call. And Delaney just starting to get through now. And Delaney quite sensibly trying to work the body.
Yeah, the body of Mark Dawson is soft, and Mark is trying to work them body shots, but Mark Dawson has a good defense. He keeps the elbows in tight and he's not that easy to catch.
And some of those body shots maybe just in danger of straying a little low.
Keep working, Mark, come on.
I definitely think Mark Delaney is winning this fight, but it's not all his way. Mark Dawson is very cute and a smart boxer, and this is a great learning experience for Mark Delaney.
Well, that's quite right. You know, you've got to tread a very fine line. An up-and-coming kid learns nothing if you just feed him pushovers all the time. No, I mean, so you've just got to sort of increase the standard of the opponent so he learns something with each fight.
Well, I mean, Mark will be looking for a knockout, and knockout will look good in his record, but it wouldn't do him any harm to go to distance sometimes, because it's all, every round he fights as a professional, he learns something new.
Well, I remember when we talked to Herbie Hyde the first time he had to go the distance, and he was saying, thank heavens now I don't have to knock everybody over anymore. You know, people don't expect that of me anymore now.
Well, sometimes it takes the pressure off the fighter when he does go the distance, because when a guy knocks everybody out, people take it for granted that he's going to knock everybody out in the future. And to go the distance a few times does take pressure off him.
So another good round for Delaney.
And here's Mark now trying the left hook. It didn't land, but he still came back with the right hand, which is the sign of a good pro. If a punch misses, you always come back with another punch, which draws your balance back.
Well, there we have two more Delaneys. That's Gary in the denim jacket. As I said, he fights for the vacant Commonwealth light heavy title at the York Hall 30th of September against Aragoma Chiponda of Zimbabwe. And that is Baby Brother. Baby Brother, he's 7 foot tall, weighs 14 stone, and that's Baby Brother. He's 14 years old. You wouldn't believe it.
The younger they get, the bigger they get, them Delaney brothers.
Third round. And Delaney, we think, is starting to get the measure of Dawson now.
His left hand is working very good, and I'd like to see him use it more often. Every time he throws it lands, he doubles up and it lands, and that will create openings for him to throw the right hand over the top, or else the right hand to the body. Sometimes when you see a guy with a body like Mark Dawson, you can sometimes get a little anxious to throw body shots, thinking that, you know, they will take effect, but it doesn't always work that way.
Well, it's true, isn't it, that some fighters feel comfortable carrying a few extra pounds.
Just as I said that, Mark did throw a lovely left uppercut to the body.
Oh, there we go. Punch it out. Punch it working. Fight!
Good short left hook.
That short
Delaney.
Yeah, it's working right up the middle, just under the rib cage, just landing, and that'll hurt anybody. The jab is working really well.
You know, there's such a variety of punches there. The jab, hooking off the jab, switching the head and body. Now, this for a kid of 22, this is advanced stuff.
And there's a lot of power in those punches too. If you watch, you can see his foot, his balance, his footwork is good, and you know, they are hard shots. And I know from experience, because I was the last guy to spar him before this fight. And there is a lot of power in those shots.
Well, there's no doubting that Freddie King is doing a terrific job on both Gary and Mark. He's bringing them along just the right pace. But the foundation they're getting is going to serve them very well later in their careers. I mean, you found this yourself, Steve. I mean, Freddie turned you into a sort of complete box fighter now.
Definitely. I mean, I've boxed all around the world, and I feel since I come to match him and work with Freddie King that I'm now the complete fighter. And therefore, the result is I'm world champ.
Proof of the pudding and all that.
Mark Delaney's doing everything right here. He's doing absolutely nothing wrong. It's just that he's got a guy in front of Mark Dawson who's quite a smart guy who's a good counter puncher and a good defense. And you know, once again, records can fool people. This guy's no mug.
Drawing to the end of round 3. Another in the Delaney plus column.
This is definitely a good fight for Mark, and no, I wouldn't be.
So, let's have a look at Freddie King. Work in the corner. He's a one-man surgery, isn't he? With the cotton buds and the Vaseline and all this is. There's Jason leaning through with the mouth guard. Well, all fighters have custom made. You can buy them off the peg, but you need the custom made ones. Pops it in.
Seconds out, round 4.
Fourth round, super middleweight contest here at the Crawley Leisure Centre in Sussex in southern England. We're watching Mark Delaney of West Ham in green against Mark Dawson from Burton-on-Trent near Nottingham in the rushed red. 3 rounds gone, 3 rounds won by Delaney, who's just ever so slowly just turning up the wick with each round that goes by.
You can see Mark Delaney trying to set up Mark Dawson for that right hand over the top, but I think Mark Dawson is smart and cute, and he's aware of it, and he's trying to provide it. But it's only a matter of time before it does land, and it is a terrific punch that Mark Delaney has, and if it does land right, you'll find Mark Dawson in a lot of trouble.
Well, if Mark Dawson does go the trip, he'll be the first in 9 opponents of Delaney's to do so, which would be a little bit of achievement in itself. He's never going to win this fight.
I think it might be good to see Mark Delaney go the distance. It'll definitely benefit more to go the distance than knock this guy out, because the more rounds he gets in, the more he learns.
Well, sure, and you know, sooner or later you're going to start finding, you know, 8-rounders, 10-rounders, 12-round championship fights, and it helps psychologically to know you can do this.
It does. It also makes it a lot easier for him to get guys willing to fight him if they see that sometimes he doesn't knock you out. I mean, if he keeps knocking guys out, he's just going to run out people who want to fight him, and therefore it's going to be harder to get experience.
They are right above us, and I tell you, the power that Delaney packs in these punches is truly awesome at times.
I'm actually glad I'm on the outside looking in this time.
And you spar with this kid?
Yeah, I know. But I have said in the past, and it wasn't just for the sake of it, I've had spars with Mark Delaney which have been tougher than some fights I've had. And some of those fights were title fights.
I believe you.
And I'm his mate. By choice, I'd rather not fall out from him. I'll keep on the side, you know.
I can believe that.
I've seen Mark come through the amateur ranks and professional ranks, and I've seen great improvement in him. I remember fighting as a light heavyweight in the amateur ranks, and his dedication and hard work in the gym has brought him down to the super middleweight, and he's quite comfortable at that weight now.
Yeah, the thought might be in the back of your mind, of course. That, you know, he's only 22. He could well grow into a light heavy by the time he's in his mid-20s. But he looks comfortable at this weight.
He definitely has the frame to carry the light heavyweight, but I think he's better at super middleweight because he's strong at the weight. And if he keeps living and clean and training the way he does, I think he'll stick down at the super middleweight division. There's a nice right hand to the body.
Nice spirit. And let's give some credit to Mark Dawson, who's soaked it up, and he's making Delaney work, and that's what he is here to do tonight. He's not here to roll over and on his back. He's here to give Delaney a workout. He's here to help Delaney learn, and that's what he's doing.
Well, you can see here that Mark is throwing some good shots to the body, and they are landing, and they hurt. But like you said, all credit goes to Mark Dawson. He's taking some good shots and coming back. And I did see Mark Dawson in his last fight 2 weeks ago, and like I said earlier, his record doesn't do him justice. He's no mug. He's quite a seasoned pro and a very smart fighter, and I think a perfect opponent for Mark Delaney. And I think this guy will take him the distance. And I think it's better for Mark Delaney if he does go the distance.
Seconds out, round 5.
So 2 rounds to go. Round 5. Mark Delaney, green. Mark Dawson, red. Ian John Lewis, the referee. David Brenner, Steve Collins with you ringside.
Just watching Mark Dawson show a nice short right hand there, and it didn't actually connect right with Mark Delaney, but you know, he's dangerous, this guy. He's smart, and he's looking for that shot too. I do think there would be a major upset if he did beat Mark Delaney, but he definitely has given him a better workout than anybody has given him so far.
Yeah, I'm quite impressed by the fact that Delaney doesn't seem to be panicking into launching some big attack. Having said that, he landed the best shot of his fight with a big right hand then. But I think he'd be quite happy to go to points.
Well, what you said is right. Mark Delaney is showing a lot of maturity here by not panicking and not getting worried because the guy's still in front of him. He looks so comfortable in there. I think if it did go 10 rounds, he wouldn't have any problems.
It's funny, even though he is winning, brother Gary Delaney at ringside looking a little bit tense. I don't know why.
That's because it's his brother, and he worries about him because he's still his kid brother, no matter how good he is.
He's probably got a 5 on it to win inside the distance. That's what he's worried about. Midway through, round 5. Good stuff. Excellent stuff.
Once again, a nice variety of punches there with a jab, uppercut, hook from all angles and all thrown nice. I think Dawson's starting to feel it here now. I think when he was caught early in this round, they might have taken a little more over him than we thought.
Well, he's been getting in a lot of shots as Delaney under the short rib, and that really takes it out of you in the latter stages of a fight. It just weakens you and sickens you.
But still, Dawson comes back. He's coming back with all he's got.
Just a little slight suspicion of a bump coming up underneath Delaney's right eye, which indicates that it hasn't been all one-way traffic. I see these body shots from Delaney going in.
Those body shots are hard. They're sickening shots, and you know, Dawson is standing up to them shots very well.
Inside the last 10. Dawson gets through another round. He looks quite perky as he walks back to the corner. Delaney quite relaxed. Almost another day at the office for him. And sign of his superb condition, Steve. He's hardly blowing at all in that corner.
No, it's like I said earlier, if this went 10 rounds, it wouldn't bother him. He's shown a lot of maturity here tonight. And once again, you must give all credit to Dawson. He knows that if he goes the distance with Mark Delaney, he'll be the first guy in 9 fights to do it. And that to him will be a claim to fame. But here we have one of Mark's better punches in the round. I think it was, the uppercut to the chin. That was early on in the round, followed by a right hand, and a combination of uppercuts and right hands did hurt Dawson. But Dawson hung in and, never gave up.
Second and last round.
Well, just 3 minutes away from Mark Dawson of Burton-on-Trent from becoming the first professional to take Mark Delaney the full scheduled distance in a contest. And no mean achievement if he does that, because he's had to really absorb some stick along the way.
Actually, as I look at Mark Dawson's face coming out for this round, he's shown a lot more determination than you would expect. He's not content to go the distance. I think he still feels like he has a chance of winning this, because he's pushing the fight here at the beginning.
Well, you can understand a pro's pride, can't you?
Oh, he's definitely fired up, you know. He knows all he has to do is survive this round to be the first to go the distance, but he's looking for more than that, which could be a mistake, because in looking for his knockout punch, he might leave himself open for one of Mark Delaney's big punches.
Well, it's a rare opportunity for a guy like Mark Dawson appearing on national and international television, probably for the first time in his career. And there's professional pride. You want to do well. You want to give a good account of yourself, and he's certainly done that. Let nobody be in any doubt at all about that.
Well, I think so far Mark Dawson has shown that he has a lot of ring craft, and this guy, you know, he has got potential. Maybe if he dedicated himself more to the gym and got down to the fighting weight he should be at, this guy could probably go places. It's really up to him.
Yes, I think he could do middle without any problems at all.
No, I think he's still light middle. There's too many middleweights around. I need a break.
And well, he's fought as a light middle. So
yeah, I think he belongs in the light middleweight division. Although he feels comfortable at super middleweight, he's in here with a big, legitimate super middleweight in Mark Delaney, and he's lost the fight. There's no doubt about it, he's lost, but he's done what 8 other guys couldn't do, and that's, well, it looks like he's going to go the distance. Oh. This is the mistake Dawson could make by looking for his big shot. He'll make a cut. Because Mark Delaney is very dangerous when he has his back to the ropes.
The Delaney supporters urging him on, but I think he may have left it just a little bit too late.
Well, personally, I'd be happy to see this go the distance. I think this is a very good learning process for Mark Delaney. I think he'll gain more from this one fight than he will from many of his other fights.
Couldn't agree with you more.
And I think all credit to Mark Dawson. I think he's shown great skill and great guts and determination.
And I'll second that as well.
We're on a roll here tonight, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Well, the bell goes now.
I think Mark
Delaney has won, of course.
Yes.
Question is, how much? Would it be another 60-57 shutout, I wonder?
Well, in my opinion, Mark did not lose a round. At best, he would share a round. Mark Dawson would share a round, but definitely Mark Delaney did not lose a round. I think it's a very good performance, and I don't think he should be downhearted because he didn't stop the guy. I think he should be very pleased that he went the distance, and I'm sure he learned a few things in there tonight, actually.
So, Ian John Lewis tots up the corner while we look at Mark Dawson. Wally Swift can be well satisfied with his boy's performance tonight.
My advice to Mark Dawson is, Mark,
and ladies and gentlemen, the referee Ian John Lewis has scored the contest 57.5 to Mark Dawson, 60 to Mark Delaney. Delaney is the winner.
Well, Dawson got a share of a round, but Mark Delaney an emphatic winner.